Hey, MTH320. Welcome to class. And so I just wanted to do, like, instead of doing like a Zoom meeting, I thought I'd just do a little like video here. If you kind of watch, get an idea of the layout, please feel free to reach out with any questions. Well, the one thing I don't have ready for you right now is like a course schedule, but I'll get one of those together for you and add that in this week, so you have that there. But essentially, like, what we're going to do is we have 3 chapters we're going to cover: Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3 of the textbook. And so I'm going to kind of run through some of that stuff real quickly. So you got your normal thing. I have my announcements here. So you got like what's due this week and so forth. This is not updated. I'll send that with this video link in it in just a moment. I'll delete this one and then put the new one up. You've got your syllabus. Take a look at. We do have a final exam. I will have you take your final exam with Honor Lock. Seemed to go pretty well last semester, so we'll use that again. We are going to do homework, will be 30%. You have 3 tests for 50%, and the final will be 20%. I will give better feedback on the homework this semester, and so you will be getting a grade for those, and you'll be able to use those to make sure that you're on track for the test that you'll be taking for that section, for that chapter. So technology. So as I was like looking through this stuff and kind of making my final decision on like what we're going to use here, you know, like if you don't have a graphing calculator right now, like I think that you could probably get away with using, I mean, the graphing calculator is going to have some benefit because you could actually do some of the matrix stuff to check your work. I don't want you to do them all the way. I want you to actually learn how to do matrices by hand if you don't already know. And I want you to become like kind of like more confident with your matrix computation with you by hand, and you could use the graphing calculator to like check your work. But you know, I'd also be okay with you using like Desmos for graphing because we'd be doing a lot of graphing and so forth. And if we come across any other online resources for matrices, then we can kind of talk about those. So if you don't have a graphing calculator, don't worry about running out and buying one right now, unless you just want to. We are going to do things by hand, and we will like look for tools to be able to check our answers with. All the homework you'll be doing will be odds, so you'll be able to check your work there and see whether you got the right answer or not. And kind of other straightforward stuff, like I said, we'll be using Honor Lock for the final exam, and that'll be that last week, or it'll be due December 8th. That's the last week of the semester. I like to have homework due at the end of the week. In that way, just kind of make sure that we're like getting things taken care of. So if you run into any problems, reach out to me. And obviously, you all have had me for a professor, so you know that I'll be, you know, if we communicate, we can always give extensions. All right. So let's go into the modules for the course. All right. So please take a minute to look over for me, please, like just any of this stuff right here. The textbook we're using and this stuff right here, the textbook we're using is located right here inside this textbook information for the course. So it's a free online textbook. What I would highly recommend is that you go ahead and download this. And the reason I think it's valuable to download is because then if you click on it here, it's going to take a minute to load every time. Then this tab of your computer is kind of like clogged up. And, you know, and maybe that's not a big deal for you, but, you know, you do have the ability to kind of move through. The one thing that I don't see right now about this is that you can't see the index of the textbook. So here it is a downloaded version on my computer. And the nice part about it is that you can bring out with those 3 bars right there, you can bring out the index. It'll come up looking like this. We can switch to here. And then what we can see is that we can go through and we can look, oh, I'm doing 1.1. So you can go to 1.1. You can start scrolling through the chapter and then scroll down to the exercises, and they'll be there in just a second. There they are right there. So you get to the exercises. You know, the other thing is that then you can also go to the solution manual. And so where is that solution manual? It's hidden right there. There we go. You can go to the answer key and you can see your homework right there. So I think that that's pretty valuable to be able to kind of have it down as a PDF on your computer. If you're using Google Chrome, it's going to open as a tab. You're going to be able to do these little setting things. So that's my recommendation for you. But that's our textbook. And that textbook, like I said, is located. I'm going to hit pause real quickly. All right, sorry about that. So my computer kind of froze or locked up there. So that's where your textbook is going to be located. Like I said, I download that guy. All right, and then otherwise, let's publish that. Otherwise, it's going to look very similar to all your other classes, just a lot less information in there. And so we've got our main things is kind of got an overview of the topics for the week. So you can see for week 1, we're going to do section 1 and section 2. And then I got a little sequence there. So what I would do is that since you're kind of treating this as an independent study, like you're actually going to be like forcing yourself to go in and kind of learn from the textbook. What I'm going to do is identify the topics that are being covered from the homework problems. So go to the homework and be like, okay, I've got to do numbers 1, blank, 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 so forth and so on. Use the topics that you see there to go back into the note section of the actual section of the book and take notes, like look through that, see what you need to like think about to be able to approach that question. Then approach the homework. So complete the homework assignment using the odd answers in the back of the book to guide and check your work. Post your questions on the discussion board for the week with homework questions that you need assistance on. Feel free to interact with your peers on the discussion board, and I will also step in to provide assistance. So just like I have in past classes, if I see a question up there, if it's something I can just give some feedback, or if someone else hasn't already responded, then I might record a video and post that video on there, and then we'll do PDFs of our homework and submit that in Canvas. And I have a huge favor. If we can put our PDFs all as one document, so like for homework for week 1, section 1.1 and section 1.2 would be one document. And that would just be like one document you attach, and then I'll go through there and grade those pieces. So that's one grade. And then 2, I can give you feedback on there. I can annotate on top of that. And then that way you can take a look at it and kind of see what's going on. All right. So I'm going to use the next button to go to what the homework looks like. So here's your list of homework. We're doing all odds. This is due Sunday. Please feel free to use technology to check your work. However, I'd like to see your scratch work on your submitted paper for full credit. Got some directions here. So complete your scratch work on a clean sheet of Mobic paper. Number your work, keep it as neat as possible. Let's change that to scan each week. All right, I'll change that. Scan each week so that it is attached as one document, and I can provide feedback on that. And I'm going to hit pause one more time and just fix that so I can clarify that. All right, there we go. So we got that fixed now. So you're going to scan your homework for each week using a PDF scanner. So like on your phone, or if you have a printer, you can scan it through that. Make it all one document. It allows me to give feedback. You'll attach it by the week, and you'll name it, for example, week 1. And sorry about that. So let's just change that. Oh no. Never in your name. All right. Post any questions on the discussion board and use the discussion board to interact like we said before. Please feel free to send me specific questions also. Don't feel like the discussion board is the only place you can reach out. I'm just trying to create some dialogue amongst you all. There's 3 of you in the course, trying to create some dialogue and have you like be able to kind of use each other to kind of help. All right. So that's homework. Let's see what comes next. And after that is the discussion board. Yeah, so you just got the discussion board there. So you're just basically week 1, hit reply, and then just go ahead and post your question. You could take a picture of what you have so people can kind of look at what your work is so far and be like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong there. However you want to do that. And we'll kind of build on that piece. All right, so let's go back to the course. That pretty much covers like what I wanted to go over. Like that's kind of how I'm going to run the class. The one thing like I said, I don't have for you right now is the course schedule. But basically, we're going to take our first test. We'll start the first test the next week. So you'll have just one section, 1.3 next week, and then test 1 will be made available for you that week. And then we'll talk about how due dates for the tests and stuff go. So thanks so much. Please reach out if you have any questions. I look forward to a great semester. Kind of old school math class, man. Independent study, going to dig into the textbook and try to teach yourself, but yet you have myself and then 2 peers that'll be there to help you. You're more than welcome to search the internet for videos and stuff to help you with this, but I would also rather you just like interact with us and then let me be the guide. But I'm not, I'm not stopping you. I do not expect you to sit there and teach yourself something if you don't understand. If you look at the directions inside the textbook and you're like, I just don't understand this, then please post it on the discussion board, send me an email, and I 100% will provide you the assistance that you need to find success in your